I am humble and grateful to say that I am a recipient of true Ubuntu. So, for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Lachlan, and I was born in August of 1990 in Johannesburg with a severe physical disability known as quadriplegic cerebral palsy. What quadriplegic cerebral palsy is a neuromuscular disorder that is caused by brain damage, in my case, suffered at birth due to complications during my mother's labor, which means that the signals from my brain to my body aren't transferred properly. You can think of the problem in my brain as like a landline telephone, but the line has breaks in it. It still works, but the signal is crackly and difficult to understand sometimes. I say that I am a recipient of true Ubuntu because there's been a lot of discussion lately about what Ubuntu really is and who has the capacity for it. Nota Baloyi and his followers, in particular, have perverted the notion of Ubuntu by claiming that they have Ubuntu simply because they have not yet killed all of us. That is not what Ubuntu is. Ubuntu is a sense of community spirit and the intrinsic recognition of every individual's human dignity. As somebody with a severe physical disability, I have been the recipient of such recognition. So I'm going to talk about some particularly ugly and difficult realities in my life, and I may become emotional. But if I do, you will see it, because I'm not going to edit anything out. So the consequence of my cerebral palsy is that I cannot walk and have been confined to a wheelchair for my entire life, unless medical technology advances to a great degree within my lifetime. I will never be able to walk or to live without the aid of a wheelchair. This is a fact, and it's a fact that I long ago learned to live with. It also means that I am incapable of living alone and that I need help with basically every major task of daily life. I cannot cook for myself. I cannot bathe myself. I cannot dress myself without help. And I even need help using the toilet. I tell you all these uncomfortable things because, as we would say in Zulu, impilo yami kunzima kakhulu. Now, I will not continue to try to speak in Zulu, as although I have lived in eThekwini for 30 of my almost 35 years now, I am not fluent enough in isiZulu to speak it at a conversational level. However, I am sufficiently educated in it that I can follow a conversation spoken in Zulu as long as the participants don't speak too quickly. The reason I feel compelled to make this video is that I have deep respect for many, many Black people in this country. Because of my disability, I am very easy to victimize. I have survived a violent home invasion in which I was very nearly killed, and in the wake of that, I trained in martial arts specifically adapted to my disability, such that if I am ever attacked again, I can defend myself. Now, let me be clear. If I am ever attacked, and it's a life or death situation, my goal is not to survive. If somebody who is not disabled wants to kill me, they are going to succeed. But let's just say I am not going to be easy to kill. The reason I'm talking about such graphic and ugly subjects is that I acknowledge that if the majority of black people wanted somebody like me dead, that wouldn't be difficult to achieve. I do not live in an expensive house with detailed security measures. Yes, we have an electric fence and we do pay for private security monitoring, but the fact is, if somebody wants to get in here and kill myself and my cousin, they would be perfectly able to do so without much effort. I make this point to prove that I am still alive and I have lived all my life in South Africa. I am not afraid to die. I have made peace with the fact that that may happen one day. Well, obviously, everybody dies, but I mean, there's a good chance that I will die violently. But I do not hold all black South Africans responsible for this danger. I acknowledge and know from personal experience that the majority of black South Africans are kind, loving, and generous people. Contrary to what that idiot Nota Baloyi says, Ubuntu is not the fact that black people simply haven't killed us yet. Ubuntu is the fact that both friends and staff who are black, by staff I mean, well, I guess I should clarify that. Because of my disability, the vast majority of my childhood education, all the way up through high school, took place at government schools specifically designed to cater for children with physical disabilities. Those schools employ a staff of assistants to help children with their physical needs. And by and large, the staff members in those schools who do that work are black. I have received a great deal of help, compassion, and kindness from black people who, given this country's history, would, in many eyes, be justified in victimizing me and using my disability against me. I have received help from black strangers in the street when they see me struggling to do something physically. People who don't know me from a bar of soap and yet see me and see my struggle and choose to help me anyway. That is what Ubuntu is. And that is why, no matter how many times somebody threatens me with death and they tell me they're coming to take my land I don't own, by the way, and they tell me they're going to do a repeat of Zimbabwe and they're going to destroy white supremacy, and that I'm a colonizer, and that I'm a racist, and that I'm a land thief. No matter how many times black radicals tell me this, I will never, ever hate black people. Even if I am killed violently in large-scale revolution, which is now a possibility in South Africa, I will not hold the majority of black people responsible for my death. If I die, I will go to my death knowing that most black people in this country are good, kind, and decent, and they understand the true value and meaning of Ubuntu. I hope, as always, that you find some value in this content. Look after yourselves, take care of one another, practice the true meaning of Ubuntu, and for now, farewell.